Hey everyone, how's it going? And Skyline, and a big welcome to my channel. So every Tuesday is a new weekly reset. We have the full breakdown of any news, challenges, and lots more on featured content for Tuesday, the 24th of October. So let's dive in and let's have a look what Destiny's got in store for us this week. We have the second week of the Halloween event, Festival of the Lost. Also, Bungie makes some tweets. Erismon's continuation of a Laburi engine. We have exotic and legendary rotated dungeons. The weekly raid rotation, including exotic and legendary weapons available. The Master Crota challenge. Also, the Grandmaster, including the Adept weapon. And last but not least, Eververse with their amazing goodies for Bright Dust. So let's jump straight in. But before we do, could you please hit that subscribe button and the thumbs up to help my channel grow so I can make lots more content and become Destiny's Queen of YouTube and Twitch. So come on guys, let's jump straight in. Erismon's continuation from each week with a powerful word triumph located at the helm, radio, stroke projector. And for the triumph, you need to listen to all of the Season of the Witches messages. And we are currently 9 out of 10 to complete this triumph. Also, the Emburi engine, our last strength test to be revealed, and the last secret. And fellow gamers have found secret areas, but this is more unlikely to be revealed after the Festival of the Lost event in a few weeks. Festival of the Lost is in full swing, so if you're still after any god rolls or farming those eerie engrams for another chance of a memento, last week Bungie announced the engrams were bugged. But Bungie has recently retweeted that this has been fixed. So if you have any saved eerie engrams from last week, now is time to crack them open. Or if you're farming for any more of these eerie engrams, just make sure that you have claimed your first memento and used the memento on a weapon. Don't do what I did last week. I'd done everything. I'd done the masks. I'd got the memento. But sadly, I forgot to equip it on my weapon. So all the farming that I done afterwards was basically for nothing. So I'm up here for doing that. So don't go down the road that I did, guys. This week's exotic dungeon on rotation is the Presage. There is 2 difficulty levels available, normal or legend, and the exotic weapon that drops is the Dead Man's Tail. It's a kinetic scout rifle, popular in PvP, and also this weapon is craftable with craftable perks. Also, if you're missing any of the legendary weapons from Season of the 17, these weapons are definitely worth the grind. They are very good for PvP and PvE, so I wouldn't miss out on these guys. So we have the hand cannon, which is called the Ostringer. We have the beloved sniper adaptive frame sniper rifle, and that's great for PvP. We have Bump in the Night, a stated rocket launcher. The amazing Callus mini tool. It's amazing for solar builds, and also it can drop with a perk incandescent and craftable perk incandescent. We have the Fang solar sidearm, that is also used a lot in PvP. The Void Denial trace rifle is very good for void builds. In PvE, we have the Arc Nezarec glaive, and We have a shotgun, which is called the Without Remorse. And all of these weapons I wouldn't miss out on for, guys. Go in, unlock the patterns so you can make these weapons fully craftable to get the best perks on. The legendary dungeon rotator is on Dreaming City, and this is called the Shattered of the Throne. It's a very long dungeon with lots of parkour, but if you've never done this dungeon before, it's definitely worth running through. But if you're just requiring the pinnacle weapon, or after armor, or farming weapons, I would just farm the boss checkpoint. It's quick and easy to do, plus the pinnacle gear only drops at the last boss anyway. If you're struggling to find a team, contact me, send me a message, and I'll be gladly to give you a hand and take you through. So this week's raid on rotation is Deepstone Crypt. It's a quick raid in comparison to raids like the Vow or Garden. The exotic that drops is the Eyes of Tomorrow, the rocket launcher. It was really nerfed a few seasons back, but it's definitely worth storing in your vault for a rainy day, just in case it gets buffed again and becomes meta. Also, Crypt has some amazing legendary weapons, all craftable once you unlock all of the patterns. Here is a list of the craftable weapons, and it's definitely worth the farm for the best weapons. So, at the first checkpoint, which is going to be the security, it will be the trusty scout rifle that drops there. It's a fast firing solo weapon. The next checkpoint is at Atrax. That drops the sniper, which is called the Succession. It's a primary, and it's really good. Also, it drops the Heritage shotgun, a primary shotgun that's also very good. The next checkpoint is the Chaos Room. That actually drops the shotgun and the arc hand cannon called the Prosperity. And for the last boss, he obviously drops the Eyes of Tomorrow. He drops a Void heavy machine gun called the Commemoration, and also drops the Arc Bequest sword. So happy farming, guys. The Master Crota challenge this week is another easier challenge for another adept weapon or for a god roll that you're after. The challenge is called the Precarious Challenge, and that requires guardians to cross with the sword or chalice when the bridge starts to despawn. Just make sure no one is on the center plate when you start to run across. Only jump towards the end because the last quarter of the bridge will be missing. Don't worry, it's not a massive distance to jump. You can sword swipe or anything. Also, another tip that if you have a well lock or any character on strand, it might be worthwhile. They're going across first so they can strand up the gatekeeper because they're quite tanky, and have somebody with the tractor cannon ideally as well, and they would cross with the chalice. So it means that when the rest of the team start coming across, you can strand or have a well available, and you can also debuff the gatekeeper. The Grandmaster for this week is the Battlegrounds on Europa, and it's one of the challenging GMs that we currently have for this season. The champions are Barrier and Unstoppable. It does help if you do have a strand character with you, but it is definitely not needed. Another tip, when you're in the boss room, you can go to the right hand side. There is some stairs. You can hide underneath them. It really helps for survivability if you do have a well lock with the Phoenix protocol and healing grenades, and that also makes life a lot easier for this GM. The adept weapon for this GM is the hand cannon, Warden's Law Adept. This hand cannon is a 257 rounds per minute and a 3 burst weapon, and is very similar to our exotic Crimson, but does have a lot of recoil. The curated roll drops with steady rounds, polygonal rifling, enlightened action, and kill clip. Alright, let's jump over to the tower and let's have a look to see what Eververse has for us this week. So she has an exotic emote that is called the Lunar Roar. She has the retrograde Tora ship. It's basically Scooby's van. Reanimated entrance. A new shader called Angel's Gleam. Doesn't look nice on the Titan, what I'm wearing. The other is Reanimated Verve. She's got another exotic emote called the God Summoner. A legendary emote called the No Escape. A Spinneret Shell Ghost. An Arachnoid. An extraterrestrial vehicle. I am definitely getting this. ET Phone Home. She also has a really good sparrow called the Stygian Steed, an electric horse, I think it is, or dragon's head. She has the Promethean Prelude Grand Overture ornament. A really good transmat called the Batwing Entrance. And that's all that our favourite Everest has in this week, unless you're willing to spend some silver. But everything shown is Bright Dust. So thank you so much for watching my channel. It means a lot. If you could hit the subscribe button, that would be absolutely amazing. And I'll catch up with you soon. Have a good week, guys.